So question 1. PQR is a triangle with vertices P 0, -4, Q 6, -6, 2, and R 10, 6. And we're asked in part A, to state the coordinates of M, the midpoint of QR. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward for the first part of the question. So question 1, PQR is a triangle with vertices P, Q, and R, and we're asked AI to state the coordinates of M, the midpoint of QR. Okay, so for this we're going to need the midpoint formula. AI. Okay, so the midpoint of Q and R. So Q is point -6, 2, and R is point 10, 6. So midpoint, or I think it's just called M in this question, is equal to x1 plus x2 all over 2, and y1 plus y2 all over 2. Okay, and this works out to be -6 plus 10 over 2 and 2 plus 6 all over 2. This equals 4 over 2 and 8 over 2, which simplifies down to 4 over 2, which is 2, 8 over 2, which is 4. That's your final answer there is 4, 2. And there, I think it's just 1 mark. Yeah, that's your 1 mark. Okay, now part II. Hence, find the equation of PM through the median of P. So find the equation of PM. So you want to find the equation of this line. So for any line, you're going to need a point and you're going to need a gradient. So what we're going to have to do is work out the gradient of PM, which is easy enough to do. So PM is equal to y2 minus y1 all over x2 minus x1. Okay, now points are P, which is 0, 4, or -4 even, and then M, which we just worked out, M, which is 2, 4. Okay, so this is X, this is Y, this is X, this is Y, 2, 2, 1, 1. Okay. So this is equal to y2, which is 4 minus y1, which is -4. Sorry, so which is it's 4 minus -4 all over x2, 2 minus 0, which is the same as 8 over 2, which equals 4. So the gradient is 4. We need to use our equation of the straight line, which is y minus b equals mx minus a. And we could use either of the points because they're both gonna either point P or M because they're both on the straight line. But we'll just use M for the sake of ease. So we get y minus 4 equals 4, which is the gradient we worked out, x minus a is 2. So we get y equals 4x minus 8 plus 4, which is equal to y equal to 4x minus 4. That's your final answer there. Okay, and that's 2 marks, and you'll get 1 mark for calculating the gradient and 1 mark for putting the right answer. Okay, now part B. I think I'll have to go into a new page for this. Okay, part B. Find the equation of the line passing through M and the perpendicular to PR. Okay, so we know that the line is going to be perpendicular to P and R, and then we also know that it's going to be passing through M. So what we're going to need to do is work out the gradient of PR, then take the perpendicular gradient of that value. So let's work out that first. So PR. So our points P is 0, -4, and R is -6, 2. No, sorry. R is 10, 6. 10, 6. Okay. X, Y, X, Y, 1, 1, 2, 2. Okay. So, will be equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, which is y2 in this case is 6 minus -4, so 6 plus 4, all over x2, which is 10 minus 0, which is, so 10 over 10, which is 1. Okay, that's fine. But what we need to do now is work out the perpendicular gradient, which is perpendicular, which is going to be what's opposite to the inverse and the negative. So flip 1 over 1 is the same, change the sign, it's -1. So the gradient is going to be -1. You write out statement, so m1 times m2 equals -1. Okay, so now we have the gradient. So we want to find the equation of the line that passes through M and has particular, so it's going to have, so y minus b equals mx minus a. And it's passing through M, which is 0.34. Yeah, from the previous question. That's just double checking. 2.4 even, sorry. 2.4. Okay, so y minus 4 equals -1 x minus 2. So y equals minus x minus 2, or plus 2, because it's -1 times -2, plus 4. So y equals minus x plus 6. That should find an answer there. So I imagine you get 1 mark for calculating the gradients, and then 1 mark for, yeah, so this one here is you get 1 mark for calculating the gradient, 1 for the perpendicular, then 1 for the correct expression. Okay, now to part C. Show that the line L passes through the midpoint of PR. Okay, so there's going to be a line over here. This line L here goes straight through here, right? So we're saying, how do we know that this, so we want to prove that this point here is also the midpoint of RP. Okay, so how are we going to prove this? Well, first of all, we want to get the midpoint of RP. So RP equals, well, we know that P is 0 to 4, R is 10, 6. So MP is going to be 0 plus 10 over 2 and -4 plus 6 over 2, which is going to be 5, 10 over 5, and then minus, that's going to be 2 over 2, which is 1, so 5, 1. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to substitute this point 5, 1 into the equation of L, and then see what we get, and this should be able to prove that is going through the midpoint. So if we have y equals -x plus 6, and if I sub in 5, 1, what should we get? So we get 1 equals -5 plus 6. So we get 1 equals 1. So because these two sides of the equation are equal, it proves that L moves through the midpoint of PR. So you want to write a little statement like, therefore L passes through midpoint of our PR. Okay, you get 1 mark for finding the midpoints, and you'll get 1 mark for substituting in 5, 1 to the equation of L, and then you get 1 mark for proving that L passes through the midpoint M. Perfect.